What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nasher. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, I just want to say, hey yo. If you know, you know. Shout out to Scott Hall, shout out to his family. My heart goes out to them. It's just heartbreaking. Breaking news, Scott Hall passed away yesterday. After dealing with 3 heart attacks, it's just hard. That is just undescribable, I will say. But that being said, today's Yu-Gi-Oh news video is all about the new cards in Tactical Masters. The full effect of the next V-Jump promo and OTS 19 has been announced. So let's talk about the brand new V-Jump promo that has been announced. It was announced a while back, but we didn't really get the full effect of it, so I decided to wait till now to release the effect and the name. The name of the card is Loris, Lady of Lament. It's a 3-star Dark Fiend with 1500 attack and 500 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads, you can target 3 or 6 of your normal traps that are banished and or in your grave. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, then draw 1 card for every 3 placed. So it can basically it acts as a pot of greed, or I guess rather a double I guess a pot of prosperity with a pot of greed effect. I don't know how you would describe it. I would say maybe I would say a double pot of avarice, but it would require 10 cards. So, so yeah, I would say about a pot of prosperity, but being sent back into the deck, which isn't too bad. I mean it does work with the was it the Paleofrogs? Paleofrogs would be one. Subterror would be one that could implement this card, I would say. Missing My Burn, I don't know. That's kind of a hard one. That's kind of a hard one to use. Second effect reads, if another monster or monsters is distributed, or a normal trap or traps in your possession is sent to your grave by an opponent's card effect, you can target a normal trap in your grave, set it to your field. So basically it's a way to not only reset your deck a little bit, but gives you an additional background for your opponent to realize, oh shit, I fucked up. There's a note here that says Loris might be from the Dutch word Loris, meaning clown, which is the name of a genus. Genus? I probably butchered that one. Of lemur relatives from India or Sri Lanka. I probably butchered that one. I apologize to anybody who's there. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce that, honestly. However, I suspect the name here might be Lolith or Lolis, as in Lolita. Lolita is a diminutive for the name Dolores, which means suffering in Spanish. The reason this might be more likely is Lolita seems to have permitted the Japanese lexicon as another innocuous way of saying young girl or woman due to Vladimir Nabokov's novel Lolita, especially for the fashion style of Gothic Lolita, and that and this card's name has the same phonetic pattern in Japanese as Lilith, Alice, and Malice, with the last 2 katana. Risu which can be read as Reese, Lith, or Less, or Lith, or Liss. Lice. list. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this card in particular, I would probably say it would work best with Subterror decks, because I know that some Subterror decks actually use what you call it? actually do use a bunch of traps, so that might be the case. But next up, we've got some more new cards from Power of the Element, Power of the Elements, no, Tactical Masters, which apparently has which apparently looks like it has some synergy with 6 Samurais, perhaps. Who knows? I believe they're both spells, and the first spell we have is Valiance Var, the Land of Beginning, which is a normal spell and it has 2 effects. Which both effects are once per turn. First effect reads, add 1 Valiant field spell from your deck to your hand, then you can destroy 1 pendulum monster card you control, and if you do, add a Senate Switch from your deck to your hand. So if you guys remember the card Senate Switch, I'm actually going to go on Nexus here, log in, go to Deck Editor, and I will choose a random deck, which will be my Arcana Knight deck, which I do have the updated profile for. I got the updated deck ready to go, but I need to do some extra modifications to the deck, so I won't be doing it for a while. Let's see. Let's see. Senate Switch. Once per turn during your main phase, you can move 1 monster on your side of the field to an adjacent unoccupied monster card zone. So this was basically... so this is an old card. I almost forgot about this card. Okay. So it's the only new card. Senate Switch was the reprint. I apologize, guys. I did not know that. But yeah, Senate Switch was just a way was like the prelude to Mech Knights, to be fair. So that's pretty insane, though. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It acts as a terraforming, but you get to pop one of your own pendulum cards, which is not too bad. Second effect reads, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the grave, you can banish the card from your grave, place 1 face of Valiant's pendulum monster from your action deck into your pendulum zone. So, excuse me, it's a way to set up your board for any pendulum plays that you may have, which is pretty cool. Next, I believe we have a few other cards actually to talk about from Tactical Masters. Honestly, judging by the cards that I've been reading off of now, I'm not too impressed, honestly. Now I'm going to be talking about the second archetype. I did talk about the Valiant archetype. Now I'm going to be talking about the Labyrinth archetype. I don't know if I ever talked about the Mr. Rune archetype. I could be wrong. If I did talk about the Mr. Rune archetype or the new cards that are there, let me know in the comments, because I don't remember. But I might have. But this is one of the 3 new archetypes that will be in Tactical Masters. It was Valiant, Mr. Rune, and this one, which is Labyrinth. So first up, we have Labyrinth of the Silver Palace, which is a 8-star Dark Fiend with 2900 attack and 1900 defense. And it has 3 effects, which the second and third effect is a once per turn. First effect reads, your opponent cannot activate monster effects in response to the activation of your normal traps. Ooh, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. So if you were to activate... Sorry guys, I have to I'm moving my desk a little bit, and now my camera. There we go. Anyway, so if you were to activate a card like say bottomless trap hole or something, as a example, your opponent can't do anything in response unless they had like solemn judgment or something. Excuse me. So that's not too bad. Second effect reads: you can target one normal trap in your grave, set it to your field, but it cannot be activated unless you control a fiend. Okay, so it's okay. That ain't too bad. If third effect reads: if a monster leaves the field by your normal trap card's effect, you can destroy one card your opponent controls or a random card in their hand. So it basically gives you the option to either fuck up their board or fuck up their next play by targeting the hand, which is not that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. I'm not so sure if this archetype will be the new meta. I would probably say the Valiant archetype might be the play, might be the new meta, but we'll see. We'll see as we dig deeper and deeper and deeper into the set, which I will talk about the set again, but in full once we have the full set. Once we have the full set list, I will definitely talk about it. But next up we have Labyrinth Archfiend, which is a 7-star Dark Fiend with 2,000 attack, 2,800 defense, and it has 3 effects, and the first 2 are once per turn. First effect reads: if a trap is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cyber Dragon effect, not much else to say about that. That's it. All I gotta say is Cyber Dragon. That's it. Second effect reads: if this card is special summoned, you can set a normal trap that activates only when an attack is declared directly from your deck to your hand, to your field. Okay, it's not too bad. It's a way to... It's a way to get a card like, say, Mirror Force, a really old card like, say, Mirror Force, set to your field. Which is really cool. So if your opponent... So what you do is you would set four back row, force your opponent to activate a trap. You Cyber Dragon this card to your field, and then you take a normal trap, which could be a Mirror Force or a Drowning Mirror Force or whatever. Set it to your field, force your opponent to bait out your other 3 back row. So that way, the last card you would have would be the Mirror Force, and you just blow away your opponent, which is actually pretty insane. But I know for a fact that Mirror Forces nowadays are not as good in today's meta as they were back in the day, just because of the fact that there are ways you can out a Mirror Force, to be honest. But still, that ain't too bad. Third effect reads: gains 400 attack for each normal trap with different names in your grave. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target fiend monsters you control for attacks except Labyrinth Archfiend. So it basically acts as a protection for the whole deck, which is really good. How many cards is left do we have to talk about? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. What the hell? Where am I at? I'm at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, okay. So, wow, 10 cards left to talk about. Holy shit, that's a lot. So 11, 12, and 13. Holy shit. Alright, next up, that's a lot of cards for one small set. Next up, we have Labyrinth Servant Ariana. Oh yeah, definitely a lolly. It's a 4-star Dark Fiend with 1600 attack and 2100 defense, and both of its effects are a hard once per turn, meaning you can only use the effect once per turn and only once that turn. First effect reads: if this card is normal, special summon, or special summon, you can add a Labyrinth card from your deck to your hand, except this card. So it acts as like, it basically is a Stratos for the deck. So it's like your main, like, I would say this would be like your main combo starter for the archetype. So you can go into cards like cards like Labyrinth Clock, which is one of the new cards here. Stove, which is another one. Chandra would be another one. You can even also search out the Archfiend and Silver Palace if you want, or any of your spells or traps for the matter, which is actually pretty cool. Second effect reads: if a monster or monsters leaves the field by your normal trap card's effect, draw one card, then you can special summon a fiend or set. Ooh, ow. Excuse me. Then you can special summon a fiend, monster, or set a spell or trap from your hand, which is pretty cool. There's a note here that says Ariana sounds like please have a trap pit in Japanese. That's actually pretty cool, though. I admit that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, it's basically Stratos. It's the main combo starter for the deck. Not too bad. I don't know if an archetype like Dark World would work with this archetype. I don't think so. Just because Dark World doesn't have a whole lot of traps in the archetype. I don't think I think the only so the only traps that the Dark World archetype has are Dark World Brainwashing, Dark Smog, and I think those are the only two. Because Dark World Brainwashing has its effect reads: when an opponent's monster declares its effect, if you have three or more cards in your hand, except during the damage step, you can target a Dark World monster on the field, return it to the hand. If you do, the activated effect becomes discard a random card from your opponent's hand. So it acts as a way to manipulate the board to your specification. So I don't think this would work, but still, it's a pretty cool archetype. I may build it. I'm not so sure. But next up we have Labyrinth Chandra, which sounds like which basically is chandelier. Sorry, which is a 3-star Dark Fiend with 1500 attack and 0 defense. And both of its effects are a once per turn. The first effect is a quick effect, which reads: you can send this card from your hand or field to the grave, and discard a card. Set one Labyrinth spell or trap from your hand or deck to your field. So it basically acts as a hand trap where you can just set your board, set your back row, and be able to out-manipulate your opponent, which is pretty cool. Second effect reads: if a monster or monsters leaves the field by your normal trap card's effect while this card is in your grave, you can add this card to your hand. It's basically like a monster reincarnation, but you don't have to discard a card from your hand, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have Labyrinth Stove, which is a 2-star Dark Fiend with 0 attack and 2000 defense, and both of its effects are a once per turn, and the first effect is a quick effect, which I believe says the exact same thing as the first one, and I think this other one has the same thing. Yeah, it basically has the same thing. I think... Do they all? Yeah, I think the last 3. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. So So Chandra, Stove, and this next one, which is Kuklok, which is a 1-star Dark Fiend with 0 attack and defense, all have the same first effect, but their second effect is different. So Chandra says if a monster or monsters leaves the field by your normal trap's effect while this card is in your grave, add this card to your hand. Stove says that you can special summon the card, and then Kuklok says you can either add this card to your hand or special summon it. So with Kuklok you can actually choose, which is really cool. Not much else to say about the monster lineup. I think it's pretty cool. I think so far it's pretty cool, I must admit. For the spells. First up, we have Labyrinth Labyrinth, which is the field spell for them, and both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads: if you activate a set Welcome Labyrinth normal trap card, you can add this additional effect to its effect. Destroy 1 card in the field. Pop a card, plain simple. Not much else to say about that. If you activate a non-Labyrinth normal trap card, you can special summon a fiend from your hand or grave. So it acts as a Cyber Rev system. It basically acts as a Cyber Rev system for the deck, because Cyber Rev system says that you get to special summon a Cyber Dragon from your hand or grave, and this effect basically allows that to happen, which is pretty cool. So again, the field spell acts as a cyber Rev system, which is really cool. Welcome Labyrinth, I think, is the next normal trap that I was going to talk about. So we'll talk about them now. So Welcome Labyrinth is a normal trap that reads both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads: special summon a Labyrinth monster from your deck, but you cannot special summon monsters from the deck and extra deck until the end of the next turn after this card resolves, except Fiends. So obviously you're going to be running you're going to have to run a bunch of Fiend monsters in your extra deck. So cards like really old school cards like the Evil Swarms, like Exciton Knight, Thanatos, Nightmare, synchros like I would say Dark Highlander, Chaos King Archfiend would be good cards. Would be cards that could work with this deck. So that's pretty cool. Second effect reads: if a monster or monsters leaves the field by your normal trap card's effect while this card is in your grave, except 100% there, you can set this card to your field. I think they all have the same effect. I'll take a look here in a second. But that's pretty cool. Being able to just randomly special summon a Labyrinth monster from your deck is really good. But the only downside is that you're locked out of your extra deck unless if you have Fiends in there, which is not too bad. It's not too bad, but you're gonna have to run Fiends in I can't speak. In the extra deck to not lock yourself out of the extra deck. Next up, we have Labyrinth Setting, which is a quick play spell, and it's a once per turn, of course, as always. Target 2 of your Labyrinth spell or traps that are banished or in your grave, except this card. Shuffle them into the deck, and if you control a Fiend monster, you can set non-Labyrinth normal traps with different names from each other directly from your deck, equal to the number of cards shuffled. So it counts as a pot of greed, but really it's not. It's really not a pot of greed. You're being able to set cards like Welcome Labyrinth and some of your other normal traps that you have directly to your field, which is pretty cool, such as Welcome Labyrinth, Fair Welcome Labyrinth, which is the next one I'm going to talk about, Labyrinth Barrage, and Archfiend Glitch, which is a really cool one. I'm actually going to talk about that here in a second, but there's but still, it's a way to manipulate the board, if you will, which is really cool. Next up, we have Fair Welcome Labyrinth, which is a normal trap, and I believe it has 2 effects. It only has 1. Let's see here. When a monster declares an attack, if you control a fiend monster targeting a card on the field, negate that attack, and if you do, destroy that target. Then you can set a non-labyrinth normal trap from your hand or deck to your field. So cards like Compulse, cards like Bottomless could be a few cards that might work out. Forbidden Apocrypha might be one that you could use, but we'll see. But who knows? Who knows? Again, it's your own personal preference. Honestly, as I dig deeper and deeper into this archetype, I start to realize it could be a really this could be a properly well balanced deck, to be honest. But it depends on how it's used. There's no here that says it's a play on fare thee well, farewell, and welcome most likely. So, yeah, not much else to say about that. Next up, we have Labyrinth Barrage, and its effect reads: when you activate a set normal trap except this card, your opponent takes no further damage from your card effects until the end of their next turn. After this card resolves, also this card's effect becomes that normal trap card's effect when that card is activated. So, I mean, Mirror Force, Bottomless, they all could work out. It's quite possible. My thoughts on it, you know what? I will talk about this card, this last one, Archfiend Glitch, here in a second. But my thoughts on this archetype, I think it's really cool. I don't know if it'll be meta, if it'll change the meta, but this could be a really good deck to take to like locals or maybe to a white CS, but regionals, nationals, worlds, UDS, I don't know. That's kind of a hard one. That's kind of up for debate. But next up we have Archfiend Glitch, and it says if you control a fiend monster, target a card on the field, destroy it. Then you can send a fiend monster from your deck to your grave. So this would be perfect with Dark World because you're sending your Dark World monsters to your graveyard, and you'll be able to trigger off their effects so much quicker that way. That's really cool. And then the reprint for the deck will be for the set is Compulsory Evacuation Device. A really old card, but so good. Next up, we have a brand new Mr. Rune card, which is a fusion, actually. A nice little instant fusion target. I think this could be an instant fusion target. I'm gonna take a look. I want to look at my Lightsworn. Let me go to the Lightsworn deck because I actually had to update it just a little bit, and I want to see if you can use instant fusion for this card. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Pay 1,000. Target level 5 or lower fusion from your extra deck. It cannot attack, and it's destroyed during the end phase. Okay. So this would be a really nice instant fusion target, which is really cool. It is known as Huggin, Wings of the Mr. Rune. It's a 2-star Light Fury fusion with 0 attack and defense, and it requires 2 Mr. Rune monsters. And it actually has 3 effects. First effect reads: if this card is special summon from the extra deck, you can discard 1 card, add 1 Mr. Rune field spell from your deck to your hand. So, a nice little terraforming effect right there, was really cool. If another card you control would be destroyed by an effect, you can banish this card instead. So it's a protection. Nice little nice little Dragon Lord's Neos fusion type of effect, which is really cool. The third effect reads, if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or effect, return it to the extra deck. So you can just compulse it right back into your extra deck. And that's absolutely insane. Let's see here. There's a note here that reads, this card is named after the other of Odin's ravens that report to him about everything. Its name means thought. Okay, not too bad. I'm not going to say much about it. I don't know if any of these 3 archetypes are going to be, like, really good. But we shall see. Okay, something is seriously wrong with my laptop. And I believe OTS 19. OTS 19 has been announced. The only thing that we know about this set is that Fallen of Albaz is being reprinted as a ulti as far as we know. So let's take a look. Let's see. Elevate your game in 2022 with OTS 19. OTS packs are not for sale items and are provided exclusively to official tournament stores or OTS. So make sure to reach out to your local store for details. Let's see. OTS packs reward duelists who enter tournaments at an OTS with a chance to pick up cards that are useful for building decks using newly introduced or revamped strategies, as well as foil upgrades. Also, OTS tournament packs are the only way duelists can get a hold of ultimate rare cards. Yeah, so it's the only way. Back in the day, it was core sets. Now it's OTS. Kind of bullshit, but that's just one man's opinion. Let's see. OTS 19 follows suit, introducing 3 new ultis, including Fall of Albaz, a dynamic monster card that unlocks relentless Dragon-type fusion monsters from the extra deck. Combine with cards from Structure Egg, Albaz Strike, and get ready to duel in style. 29 cards, 16 commons, 10 supers, 3 ultis. Subject to change. It is scheduled to be released June 10th of this year. I really don't know. Exactly what we can expect from OTS 19. The only thing that we know is Albaz is being reprinted as an ulti, so I don't know what we're gonna see. But honestly, I can't wait. There's not much else to say about this set. So this brings me to the question of the day. What are your guys' thoughts on the brand new Labyrinth archetype? And do you guys think it'll be the new meta? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos which get posted every Tuesday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me, you guys want me to open it up on the channel, the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.